Hey guys, Ultra Maximus back with another video. This is actually a response video to a fellow YouTuber, Lawn Boys Post 1975. Dave, my buddy Dave from good old Britain, across the pond, he had a really good vlog and kind of put a little video challenge out to everybody, and it was, what toy do you have from your childhood that you can't live without? You're never going to get rid of. You're never going to give up. And I thought that was a really, really great question, and a very personal question. And you know, I put a lot of sentiment into things. I love to give gifts to individuals. I put thought behind gifts, something I think they would like, and I cherish gifts that people give to me. Of course, there are some things, you know, that, oh, hey, yeah, thanks, that's nice, but there are certain gifts that people will give that mean something, and it puts a memory to that as to why you got it, whether it be a birthday gift, whether it be Christmas, or just whatever, something, you know, some of the best are just, you know, this made me think of you kind of things. And there were things as a child that I had forever. Top of my head, the first thing that made me think of, I had a Winnie the Pooh doll. I had that thing all the way up through, I think, high school, maybe even up to college. The dog had chewed a hole in it and sewed it, and the reason I had it, it was the very first toy I'd ever had. There was a picture of me as a baby with this thing, and it was my teddy bear. And I had the thing forever. Unfortunately, it was ruined in storage. And I had to throw it away. It was molded, and just it was tragic, very, very tragic. But to this day, every time a coworker or a friend or a family member has a baby, you know, the baby shower thing, I always get a Winnie the Pooh. That's what I do, and because of that. So it's unfortunate that's gone. Now, you know, I lots of Transformers. I had almost all of them as a kid, and ended up selling them when I was a teenager. I've gotten a lot of those back, kind of replaced them through the years here and there, you know, and various things. And unfortunately, you know, I had a box of things that I had kept, like I had this old King Kong radio that my grandmother had given me that was one of my uncles as a kid. It was like a stuffed King Kong, and it was a radio, AM/FM radio. And I had a box of California Raisins. I collected those little Hardee's figurines, California Raisin figurines, and a couple other things. And unfortunately, my sister gave them away when my mother passed away a few years back. They went through and started cleaning the house, and it just, it still vexes me today that she did that, and it just, I've got to replace them at some point. But yeah, you know, those were things from my childhood. I remember going to Hardee's with my dad and my grandmother, and, you know, go get biscuits and gravy and get these California Raisin toys. They're not worth very much, but they are to me, sentiment-wise. So I have to go back and replace those. However, there are two things that have survived that I still have from my childhood, and I still have them. I'll probably always keep them just because, you know, I've had them forever. One of them is this. It's a.l.f. An a.l.f. doll. Do you guys remember this? A lot of these YouTubers today, they don't know what this is. And this is an original 1986 a.l.f. doll. Can you see that? That is an original a.l.f. I have had this. I got this one Christmas, and I was so enamored with a.l.f. As a kid, and I still like it. I still think this show is funny. My parents got me this for Christmas in 1986, and yeah, it's been on just about every bed I've ever owned at the foot of the bed. You know, I never kind of slept with him like this. It was always just one of those things I had on my bed. You know, and I had a few stuffed animals like that. It was more like decorations, like pillows or something. Yeah, I've always had this guy, and you know, I probably always will. It's still in really good shape for its age. And now he sits up in my closet. I've got a closet of comic books, and up on the top rack he sits up there, so he doesn't sit on my bed anymore. But I still have him, and I will keep him. You know, I will always have this guy because this brings back childhood Christmas, and I don't know. Just one of those things. You know, it's a.l.f. It's awesome. It is awesome, and you know, it's always been there. So. Yeah, definitely a.l.f. The other thing, you know, like I said, California Raisins. That was a huge thing when I was a kid. And then I got this. Get this thing in the frame here. A California Raisins pillow. I've had this. This is another thing that sat on my bed forever. And much like Dave, he if you go and watch his video, I'll put a link to his video in the description below. He goes on about this handmade stuffed toy that was given to him by a family friend. And my mother's twin sister, it's funny that Dave's, he is a twin. My mother had a twin sister, and she had made us a bunch of stuffed toys, you know, over the years. She was a craftsman like that, and I had my name. They were letters. They were stuffed letters with my name, and that sat there with the California Raisin guy and a.l.f. and everything. And I was looking at this, and I noticed two things. One, it's got that tag that says you cannot remove this under penalty of law that pillows and mattresses and things had, that you don't see that today. The other thing I noticed, and I don't know if I just don't remember or not, it still has the price tag on it. $3.99. This would easily be $20 today. I'm pretty sure I probably noticed it at some point in time, but I haven't really looked at this guy in years. And he also sits up in my closet. And $3.99. I love how it still has the price tag on it. Yeah, I think this was a birthday present. I got this as a birthday present, and it was just one of those pillow things that sat on my bed. I had this guy. I had a.l.f. I had my Winnie the Pooh, and then my stuffed letter, my name in stuffed letters. That was my bed decoration as a kid, and you know, sometimes I used them to prop my feet up or whatever, or just if I wanted extra pillows. That was it. So yeah, this is definitely something from, you know, when I was a little kid, and still have, still love. And then there's something else that I've got here, going along those lines, and it's Winnie the Pooh. This is obviously not my original Winnie the Pooh, but this Winnie the Pooh means a great deal to me. My mother, like I said, she passed away a few years ago, and she was a huge Disney fan. She was diabetic, and she ended up going into a diabetic coma, and she was in assisted care for around a year, and she was in and out of consciousness, and her health deteriorated. Well, while she was in the hospital, it was about Christmas time. My mother loved certain things very, very, very much so. She loved Disney growing up. She was a huge Mouseketeer fan, and loved anything Disney. I got this Winnie the Pooh because, you know, I had the Winnie the Pooh as a kid, and she loved Disney, and this came from the Disney store, and that store is actually now closed, and this was the Disney store by her house. So I got her this, and it sat at her hospital bed, and then it went to her assisted living home, where she spent the last of her days. And I also went to Hallmark and I got this little angel, and the angel on it has a shamrock, a rose gold shamrock, and I got this because we're Catholic, and she loved religion and loved angels. Our family heritage, her family is Irish, Grady, O'Grady from Ireland, and so she loved everything Irish. So a little Irish angel on a Disney, Winnie the Pooh. This stayed with her, and you know, I will keep this forever. This stayed with her till the day she passed. I was actually there with her when she passed. In her final days, we had a 24-hour vigil with her, and family would go through the day and everything, and I was the night person. So I was there when she passed. It was about 1:20 in the morning, and I had the Winnie the Pooh. I had a rosary that my sister had gotten from the Vatican, wrapped in one of her hands. I was holding her hand. This was nestled in her arm, and I had Michael Jackson's DVD with all of his videos on it because she loved Michael Jackson, and I was working, holding her hand, and you know, just kind of being there with her, and I was there when she took her last breath, and you know, I told her it was okay, everybody loved her, and she was surrounded by everything she loved in life. You know, she loved art, she loved music, she loved Disney, a token from Ireland, you know, a token from the Vatican, her son, her firstborn son, all of that was there with her when she passed, and not many people get that in life. And most people die with strangers or die alone. And she was a wonderful woman, and she got to leave this world surrounded by everything she loved. So that's why this little guy right here, little Disney Store exclusive, the collector in me, that's why this will stay with me always. And we'll go with my other stuffed creatures here. So yeah, Dave, great video. What about you guys? What do you have from your childhood that you still cling to today, couldn't live without, and will always have? You know, leave a message down below. Check out Dave, Lawn Boys Post 1975, fantastic video game channel. That's where I go for all my video game stuff. So thanks for watching, guys. I do appreciate it. Definitely subscribe. I got a contest going on, giving away some Transformers, so definitely check that out as well. As a thank you for subscribing. So definitely fun stuff, and as always, look for more videos in the future.